Hello friends, welcome to Gym Academy. Today what we are going to see is Advanced Bank Management. The first section is definition for economics. Here is three definitions given. Adam Smith, Marshall and Robbins. Three definitions are given. At least one mark will be asked from these three among these definitions. First of all, economics introduction. This is not so much important. So we are coming to Adam Smith definition. Adam Smith, father of modern economics. He is a father of modern economics. That is the first point. And the next point is he wrote his book An Enquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations. That is the second point in this definition. And third one is his definition is also known as a study of wealth. According to him, what he says is how wealth is produced. Economics is a study of how wealth is produced and consumed. Only the wealth is produced and consumed. The sciences, the study is called economics. He is saying like that. But this definition is an incomplete definition. For whom the wealth is produced is for human beings only. The wealth is produced. Who is consuming the wealth are the human beings. But this this definition is silent regarding the human beings. So this is an incomplete definition. So that is a criticism on this definition. His definition is also known as wealth definition. As a friends, here 4 to 5 points are here. Adam Smith is a father of modern economics, so that's the first point, and he wrote his book An Enquiry into Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations. So that is the second point. His definition is known as a study of wealth. That is the third point, and fourth point is he is saying that economics is a study of how wealth is produced and consumed. That is the fourth point. And fifth one is the criticism. This is an incomplete definition. It gave more importance to wealth than to man, for whose the wealth is produced. So this is also known as materialistic. So Adam Smith definition is wealth definition. Next comes to Marshall definition. The criticism of Adam Smith definition is it is an incomplete definition with regard to human beings, but Marshall has rectified that one. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, the well-known English economist, economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. Economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. This includes human beings, but Adam Smith ignored human beings, but he includes the human being. It is on the one side a study of wealth and other and on more important side a part of study of men. With wealth here means any commodity which gives a man satisfaction or utility or welfare. Wealth is a means to welfare. The ultimate purpose or objective of economics is to promote well-being or welfare. He has viewed economics science of human welfare. So his definition is known as welfare definition. So he includes the human being in this one. So he says that the ultimate purpose of economics is the welfare of a human being. So this definition, Marshall definition, is also known as a welfare definition. So Marshall definition has only 2 points, but Adam Smith the definition has 5 points. Then comes to Robbins definition. According to Lionel Robbins, economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. This definition presents economics as a study of means and ends. Here see, economics is a science which studies human behavior. Economics studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. Ends means the ultimate want of the people. This means or resources or less in relation to their demand. Means and ends. Means what are the available things, and ends means his wants. That is, if one man has got a cycle, he may want to purchase a motorcycle there. And if he purchases a motorcycle, after that he may want to purchase a car. So here the ends of the people has no end. The needs of people has no end. So means and ends. Economics is a study of means and ends. So there will be always a scarce in the minds of the people. This means the means or resources or less. he don't have adequate amount to buy the car, but he want to buy the car. So the means and resources are less in relation to their demand. How men use the scarce resources to fulfill their desires is the subject matter of economics. So Robbins' definition is known as a scarcity definition. So there's a scarce in human's life. Always there is a scarce in human's life. Whatever we earn, the income won't be sufficient for us. So that is a scarce. This definition of Robbins can be analyzed as follows. Man has unlimited wants. We know very well man has unlimited wants. Our end has our wants have no ends. So the next one, the means to satisfy human wants are limited. The source of what we have is very limited. Resources are not only limited but have alternative uses. The scars can be put to alternative uses. If a commodity can be, if a person gets a knife, it can be used to cut an apple or vegetable or any other purpose. So the resources are not only limited, they are not only limited, but we may use it alternatively. Man has to make a choice. So the man has to make a choice whether to cut the vegetable or an apple. The man has to make a choice. So that is a study of economics. So three definitions are given, friends. Three are more important. The most important one, at least 2 marks will be asked from this definition, from these 2 pages. If you study carefully only these 2 pages, you can score at least 2 marks. Adam Smith definition is wealth definition. How we can remember is Smith wealth. TH is common for both. So Adam Smith definition is wealth definition. Marshall definition is welfare definition. LL. They last Marshall LL. So welfare. There is also L. So Marshall's definition is known as welfare definition. And next comes to Robbins' definition. Robbins' definition is known as scarce, R. By R we can remember that one. So these 3 definitions are very much important, friends. Next we comes to microeconomics and macroeconomics. So this is a simple one, friends. Microeconomics is a study of households and firms that make decisions allocated to limited resources. Household economics is known as microeconomics. Then next comes to macroeconomics. It has a broad concept. Macroeconomics, a branch of economics that deals with the performance, structure and behavior of a national level economics is known as macroeconomics. Example, GD, unemployment rates and price indices, they are all examples of macroeconomics. Then here one point is given. The author of a major branch of economics is macroeconomics, which is concerned with the overall performance of the economic. Macroeconomics did not exist in its modern till 1936. When John Mackins published his evaluationary book, General Theory of Employment. See, this one is another one book. One more book we have got is Adam Smith book. That is this one. Here we have got one book, An Enquiry into Nature and Classes of Wealth of Nations. It is Adam Smith book. And here one more book is given. Only 2 books are here. General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, Macroeconomics. So the father of macroeconomics is Maynard Keynes, John Maynard Keynes. We are still stuck in Great Depression while alternating uses. Today a wide variety of areas such as how total investment and consumption are determined, how central banks manage money and interest rate. Please read this, friends. So that's all regarding microeconomics and macroeconomics. So the 2 branches, microeconomics and macroeconomics, coverage to form the core of modern economics. Then next comes to types of economics. Types of economics are defined based on what commodities are produced and how they are made and for whom they are produced. So according to these 3 things, we are classifying the economics into 3 types. They are market, command and mixed economics. Market economics means only the private makes a decision. A market economics is one in which individuals and private firms make the major decisions about production and consumption. So that is a market economic or capitalist economy. Next one, in this one, important point is a laissez-faire economy, the extreme case of a market economy in which a government does not interfere in economic decisions is called a laissez-faire economy. So the extreme case of a capitalist economy, in the market economy means that the government won't interfere in it. Only the private firms will make the decisions. But in some cases there will be so extreme. That is a laissez-faire economy. Next one, socialist economy, in which only the government will make the decision. In contrast, a government economy is one in which a government makes all important decisions about production and distribution. In a command economy such as one which operated in Soviet Union during most of it, then one more example we can have is Cuba and China. Also we can have examples for socialist or command economy. Next point, what we have is mixed economy, like India. Some are with the private and some are with the public sectors. No contemporary society or economy falls completely into either of these two extreme categories. Rather, all the societies are mixed economies with elements of both market and command economies. There has been never 100% economy, although 19th century England came close. Adam Smith definition defined economics as study of wealth. This is answer, study of wealth. Next one, macroeconomics deals with gross domestic product, unemployment rate, price indices, all the above. And next one, who is considered as a founder of a field of microeconomics? Microeconomics, Adam Smith. Then next one, macroeconomics is concerned with the microeconomics is concerned with the behavior of individual entities. Next one, Yens refers to, this is frequently asked questions, friends. Yens refers to wants. Next one, a market economy is one in which individuals and private firms make the major decisions about production and consumption. Next one, India is a mixed economy. Laissez-faire economy is an extreme case of command economy. Let's wrap up this one. Extreme case of market economy. Extreme case of market economy. So first one. Market economy is also known as capitalist economy. Which of the following is a capitalist economy? England, China, India, none of the above. England we can say to an extent that is capitalist economy. But in the book it is given as no contemporary society or economy fails or completely into two other economies. In England also it's not a complete command economy. So here the definition is not given, so we can choose as none of the above. Which of the following is a capitalist economy? That is none of the above. Thank you friends. Thank you for watching this video.